Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2651 of What You Up To Now. This is a segment where I share what I'm working on, what's going on in my life or in my businesses, good, the bad, the ugly, as I originally moved from the brick and mortar corporate world of businesses to the online world of businesses and back and forth again. 2020 was a wake-up call for all of us. I've always believed it was imperative that we have multiple streams of income, which we'll talk about this month as part of our focus on financial health and well-being and the financial areas and aspects of our businesses and of our lives. And today we're talking about, for both Supersize Your Business for our businesses and for our personal lives as part of the Be a Better You annual challenge, our financial core values. What is most important to us financially? And I shared a simple 4-step process for doing that. Step one was reflection, reflecting on what's happened in the past financially for you, the good situations and the bad situations. We kind of want to do a little autopsy on them and ask ourselves, well, what do I regret from the past in my financial situations and decisions and choices and experiences? And what am I proud of? What worked out really, really well? We want to learn from our successes and do more of them. We want to learn from the things that we regret and never do them again, right? I never want to have another bad business partner. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but I think I'm a lot smarter and wiser than I was last time that situation happened to me. So first thing we want to do is look at our past experiences and see if there's any lessons or patterns or things we can learn from that. Step two, define, and we already did this yesterday, what does money and do finances mean to us? And here's a quick way to do that and just kind of reinforce what we did yesterday, your definition of financial health and well-being. Think of the word money and write down the first 5 words, the first 5 things that pop into your head, because that'll tell you what is really most important to you. If power, freedom, security, whatever comes up, whatever the 5 words are, those are things that are very important to you, or that are at least top of mind. So maybe you watched something yesterday, and so you got 5 different things, and you think you would have. Of course, every step of every process that we use, we want to evaluate and say, is this right? Does this feel right to me? If it doesn't, then do it again, right? Step 3, go to a predefined list of financial core values. Why? Because it's a lot easier to rewrite and pick and choose from a list that's already created than to try to create a list from scratch on your own. It's like when we're writing a report or something, writing anything, actually, even an email. It's a lot easier to edit something than it is to start from scratch. It depends how good a writer you are, but for a lot of people, that is true. For me, that's why I like AI. I get a rough draft and then I just rip it up and make it my own, right? So we want to come up with a list. I say come up with a list of, and pick at least 10 off that list that you can relate to or are important to you or your business financially, and then narrow that down to 3. Narrow it down to your top 3. I'm going to do this exercise again today. I do it every year, every month, whenever we're looking at core values, because I want to make sure I'm reevaluating, reconsidering, and saying, okay, 10 years ago, my financial core values, although many of them are the same on the list of 10, the ones that are the most important change over time. Just like how I rank the different areas and aspects of my life and what's more important than another thing changes over time. When I was raising my family and my kids, there were a whole lot of things that were more important to me back then that just aren't as important to me right now when I don't have things to worry about, like helping them get settled in their lives, etc. Step 4 then is to align our goals and our budgets and our actions and our behaviors with those core values, right? Those 4 financial core values. And we're going to do that throughout the rest of this month as we dive more deeply into different financial areas and topics. So that's a simple 4-step process. I shared 3 people's stories on how and what they selected for their top 3. I would love if you would share your top 3 financial core values in the comments below. Keep in mind, it's just your financial core values. Your core values in other areas and aspects of your life might be very, very different. And part of why we identify the core values is we might find that we have core values in different areas and aspects of our life, or even within the same area, like finances, that are beating up against each other. If security and freedom are your core values in any area or aspect of your life, guess what's going to happen? Whatever your need is most in the situation you're in, security or freedom, is the core value you're going to defer to. And that's what we want to know, because really security and freedom, they can rub each other the wrong way. And so we want to be able to use these core values to help us make decisions and choices. We need to understand if we have conflicting ones, right? I guess that's it. That's it for today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. I've got a super busy day, and so I'm kind of discombobulated. But go out and make it an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.